It is something that everyone across the nation is talking about tonight. We have seen these images of people knocking down Confederate monuments. Two memorials were vandalized right here in the valley today. On the left is the Jefferson Davis Monument. That's out in Apache Junction. It was tarred and feathered early this morning. On the right, a memorial at the state capitol complex. That was spray painted white this morning. It's been since cleaned up. Now, there are a total of 6 Confederate monuments here in our state, and critics see them as a symbol of hate, discrimination, and of course, slavery. Some might question why these memorials even exist right here in Arizona to begin with. Our Jeff Van Zandt joins us live to break down the history of these monuments. Jeff?
You know, when we think about the Civil War, we think of epic battles being fought in places like Pennsylvania or North Carolina, but you know, the Confederacy once declared Arizona part of their territories before it was even a state. Now, when we talk about these memorials, they were built in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, all the way up to about 2000. So it begs the question, why are we honoring traitors of the United States?
Picacho Peak, a peaceful, beautiful landscape. At the foothills of the peak, a memorial, a long-forgotten skirmish of the American Civil War. April 1862, Confederate and Union forces clashed here, leaving 3 dead. The Confederate forces occupied Tucson and attempted to move west.
Their dream was really to go all the way to the California coast.
Arizona, for a short time, was a Confederate territory until Union forces drove them out of the Southwest entirely in May of 1862. It was a small fight, paled in comparison to the massive battles fought further east, resulting in more than 625,000 killed. Years after the war, monuments began to pop up, 6 here in Arizona.
I think a lot of it was a 100th anniversary. 1861 to 1961.
Marshall Trimble is the official historian of Arizona.
Over the years, nostalgia, you know, we forget the horrors of war, I think, sometimes, and we romanticize it.
Times are changing. These once revered monuments are seen by some as symbols of hate.
What America has always prided itself in is that we put our history out there, warts and all.
Marshall believes the monuments should stay.
If we start doing that, where do we stop? It doesn't matter, maybe other people like them, but we don't like them and we want them gone. If we are allowed to do that, what's next?
And there's another interesting tidbit about Arizona history with Jefferson Davis, who later became the president of the Confederacy. He helped to build railroads here in Arizona, and one of those main rail lines eventually became Highway 60. Guys, back to you.
All right, Jeff, thank you.